Hello, my name is Zelenia Moon and this is my first ever video and first ever sketchbook tour. Though this is not my first sketchbook, I still want to show it for you anyway. I don't know which number sketchbook this is, but anyway, let's go on. So disclaimer, this book will have some nudity because I draw lots of figures. And at this point in my life, I wasn't sure how to draw clothes in them properly. So a lot of these people will be naked, just as a disclaimer. Alright, let's go first page. So, as you may notice, this book is highly homemade, and it is. I do like homemaking my books sometimes. This was very fun to make. I think this is the most time I've ever spent on homemaking a sketchbook. But as you can see, this is blank. I truthfully don't know when I started. I do apologize, but I don't know. So this is watercolor markers. I was playing, this is me playing with watercolor markers and trying to figure out how they work and how I can work with them. And it was pretty fun. I still have them. I don't use them that much, but I do have them still. And this is me doing some stick figure gestures. Stick figure gestures. Alright, so here I did some anatomy studies with the bones and the muscles. And I guess I just went with gouache here. I don't really know any other reason why I colored the way I did. Maybe I was just playing to see them mixed together. Maybe I was just being impatient. Here is part of you have the ribs, you have the clavicle, and you have, the chest area where the pecs are and everything. Me playing more with some watercolors, because this is intentionally a watercolor sketchbook. Me doing some different methods. I was trying to do a piece, which I didn't finish, with a girl, and this would have been part of her background. I use a X-Acto knife on this part to try to get these screeches in. And I used the watercolor Taser watercolor markers for this part. And I just made a guy. Alright, so here I was really playing with learning how to use watercolors, not the watercolor markers, but just watercolors. And also making environments. I think this is pretty plain still, but I think I did pretty good, for someone trying to understand how to do environments. Oh yeah, I was using inks on this one. I think I used inks on this pants. But yeah, the watercolor inks. I think that's what I use on this pants. They're actually teal, but my picture is showing them as blue. But that's fine too. That works as well. Here. So I worked a good bit on this one. I really wanted to have this boy love scene. Especially with this guy, he's a demon, and this guy, and he's just like really in love with him. And they're really in love with each other, and I really love that. So this is this one Korean treat. It's pretty much ice on the outside, and it's water on the inside. Then it has a flower on the inside. And I thought that was awesome, and then I had to go draw it. And then I had an idea of a person just come out of nowhere, just wanting to like break it. Come out of nowhere and just have their foot breaking it. But at the time I was like, this is getting a little difficult. Okay. This page. It's so funny how I use an ebony pencil and it just makes a big mess on the other side sometimes. But anyways, I feel like I've drawn this face before on an older sketchbook, but I was practicing a realistic style. Realistic style is pretty fun. Yeah, it's pretty fun. As you can see, I didn't care to finish it. But yeah, so over here I have gestures. Most of my gestures are done through Croquis Cafe on YouTube. I use them a lot since it's really hard for me to get access to a live model. And it really helps. And by the end of this sketchbook, you will notice like the amount of time I put in, and how it helps a lot. Helps a bunch. Okay. Right, we have some more. More of the female ones, and then you get, and I can practice the watercolor markers up here again. And I think this is also watercolor markers. And then you get into some guys, and I wanted to give them washes in the back, so I thought it was cool. It made them stand out in the front. And then you get bigger pictures of this guy. So I enjoyed this pose. This pose was fun. Especially interesting that he was covering himself up. I mean, you couldn't cover his butt. But everything else was covered up. I really enjoyed it. And this is another one. This is a really good one. I was really, since I think these were 2 or 5 minutes. I think I just picked a pose and paused and just took my time with it. I really learned a lot if I pause it and then really take my time with it. And here's him one more time. I didn't get the other leg because I drew it so big. Nor did I finish shading it. But it was really fun to do this one. This one was fun. Alright, and here's, I believe, another day. And I started more gestures again. I always like to warm up with gestures. They're a good way to get your hands in. They start off rough, so stick figures are actually a good way to start. That actually looks really nice. And then you start filling in the figures as you go. And then here, some more of just basic shapes. And I think these were 2 minutes? 2 minutes, 5 minutes. I can never tell the difference. Maybe they were 2 minutes. Or, oh no. Nope, I think once again I just paused it and drew it. Yeah, that's what I did. And here, one of my favorite characters from Steven Universe has to be Blue Pearl. She is my absolute favorite. One, because she's a ballerina, and 2, I just love the hair over the eyes and just showing on the nose. It is awesome, and her energy's ideal. And I did some little illustrations of, I don't know, random objects I would put into a place. I think this was the start of like those old stereo systems, and I just didn't finish it. I have a half full glass of, we're gonna say, water. These are little containers that you put into the drawers, and they're like wicker or something like that. I want to say this was supposed to be a coffee mug holder. I'm not too sure. But this looks like a fire alarm. At least the Sims version of a fire alarm. And then we start again. February. I didn't do all the days of February for Koki Cafe, but if you really want to draw some gestures and some good gestures, I recommend going to Koki Cafe. They're awesome. And here's some more. As I go on, I tend to put more detail in the characters at the end. And I think this was from a book that I got while I was in LA from the Korean bookstore. I believe it was called Aladdin Books. It's a full-on Korean bookstore. I got one of these, this book. Do I have the book next to me? So my bookshelf is too far away. But it's really good, and this one is based on drawing men. And these are the shapes they would use for each parts of the body. And it also has things on showing how to draw the nose, the eyes, and lips, and everything else too. You always have to refresh yourself. Like even when you know how to draw these things, it's always nice to redraw them anyway. It's another figure from February. And then we have more figures from February. I think these are the continuations of the same figure from the other page. And this is another day. This is a pregnant figure. And this one, I was drawing her, she was on a swing and everything. And I just had fun contrasting the colors with the foreground and the background. And I seem to like the back poses the most. As you can see, they're pretty well rendered. There's just something about drawing a butt that just makes me excited. Oh, this was fun. I don't remember what she was. Oh no, it was probably still the swing. I didn't put the strings for the swing. But this is a nice pose. I think this leg's a little off, but it's actually really good. I think at some point, so yeah, my hand gets tired. No, I don't think my hand gets tired. I think I'm just like, I overcomplicate the pose at some point. And then I want to start getting more stylized. And here's some little poses, beginning poses, as you can see, really rough. And here, I think I was using a drawing from a reference here because I was trying to figure out perspective. And then we have a male figure. Warm-ups, and this is me practicing eyes from one of my favorite creators. Her name is Asumiko Nakamura. And I just love her character designs. See, it's possible there's more in this book. We will see. Alright, we start drawing figures. This is the end of the guide, and then we go into this lady. I think she was like, I think she was a flapper girl style. Yeah, I believe so. Yes. And then it's another day. And we have more figures. This is when I start, and it gets better as I go. Maybe not here, but you know, that's a good one because I really zoned in on that one. And then we have another day. Keeps going, and then that's the end. I don't know when I finish this one. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of this sketchbook. I really hope you enjoy it, and yeah, I look forward to more sketchbooks because I definitely have more.